And years went by, and I thought that there was something, I don't know, not necessarily wrong with me, but that it was very definitely unique, that it wasn't something everybody could do.
Hi everyone. Hello, Elle Ballard here today on our next episode for this beautiful conversation with a beautiful friend of mine, Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Elle. How are you? So happy to be here.
Yeah, so great to have you. I'm doing great. How are you?
Terrific. It's a beautiful day. There's no complaints.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
excited for this conversation
Oh, good.
today. Yeah, and thank you for taking the time to participate and do this. I know it's going to be amazing. Before we jump in, I want to introduce Bonnie. So Bonnie Russell is a speaker, author, and healer and trainer. She's a doctor of shamanistic theology, spiritual author and speaker, shamanic energy teacher, trainer, and holistic event coordinator. As a natural born healer and medical intuitive, she's always been fascinated by the way the body responds to our thoughts and emotions, and she studied the roles psychology and epigenetics plays in bringing about either vibrant health to the body or complete chaos. The fascinating link between the spirit, mind, and body is the reason she created all-in-one ministry and have devoted her life to studying this link. She teaches others how to identify and heal it. The cornerstone of all-in-one sacred services is the belief that everything is connected. The balance between physical health and spiritual connection is a key to achieving holiness. Oh, I love this so much. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm really just, I'm reading this and I'm just, I'm just embracing because it's just so, I'm just feeling this strong, the connection between all. And I just love this so much. It's so true. It's such a great work that you do for people, and that this is all interconnected. So congratulations with that. And this takes me to the first questions that I like to ask.
Okay.
Why do you do what you do, and what makes you unique?
Oh, boy. Oh, no. Let's just start with the biggest question. Okay. Uh, what makes me unique? Well, I'm what you would call a natural born intuitive and healer. So growing up, I've always been able to see auras and to feel energy and to feel it. I could always tell when somebody's sick, and I could always bring healing to it. I
Mhm.
really thought that everyone could do that. I grew up thinking that that was just how people were.
Oh, wow.
And then, in school, starting to talk about it with friends and saying things like, oh, look at that person's energy. Isn't that a fun color? And getting looks like, are you nuts? I just clammed up. I stopped talking about it. So
Wow.
years went by, and I thought that there was something, I don't know, not necessarily wrong with me, but that it was very definitely unique, that it wasn't something everybody could do.
Mhm.
When I started to really embrace my gifts and talents, I was in my 30s. I was already in the commercial arts field. I was working in the printing industry, designing logos for people. And yeah. So it took me a while to own my gifts and to be public about it, because for the longest time, and you probably know this, it was taboo to talk about these kinds of things. You were instantly shunned when you talked about these kinds of things. So for me to finally stand up and shout from the rooftop, I'm a healer. That's what I do.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Yeah.
Wow, that is truly so unique. And I knew little bits of that story, but now that you're sharing it, the whole school experience, and yeah, I didn't know it I didn't hear it to that degree. So I can imagine. But I also know I'm a proof of your work because I've been your client, and it's beautiful. You do have, and it's so unique. It is truly unique. That deep feeling, and oh wow, that's amazing. So
Well, I
beautiful.
didn't take a class. It's not something that I
Yeah.
signed up tried to learn how to do. It's something that I've just always known how to do.
Mhm.
Because I my take is different. I try to teach people. I do teach people to do it the way that I do it. And I've got more than 1,300 students that have come through the All One Healing Academy. So the proof is in the pudding. The stuff works. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that takes me to the next question is, what was your biggest lesson or something that you had to overcome while building your life and business? Because I feel like this is all interconnected, right? Or you can share either life or business. But what would you say was your biggest lesson?
My biggest lesson. Well, I've been doing this for 25 years.
Wow.
And the biggest lesson is doing it my way and not trying to fit in anybody else's box, being authentically me, the way that I'm supposed to be. But here's what it took. It took a near-death experience. I was in bed for 10 days with 104.5
Oh, wow.
temperature, right, for 10 days. My poor husband, oh my gosh, he just let me do my thing because I don't do doctors. I'm the doctor.
Yeah.
So for that whole time, I would tell him which herbs to prepare and what kind of food to bring to me and what I wanted for pain and, you know, what washcloths and so forth. And he just let me do it, the poor guy. Oh, but in that 10 days, in that fever, I spent that time with one foot in this world and one foot on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Visitors the whole time coming back and forth in my bedroom, and I was visiting back and forth to the other side, talking with masters and talking with deceased loved ones. I saw my father, my grandfather. And so when I emerged from that fever, when it finally broke and I was healthy, I was convinced that I had to stay on purpose. I had to follow my mission. I came with a gift and I'm supposed to do something with it, period. And no longer hold any punches, no longer pull punches and hold back.
Yeah.
I am a healer. This is what I do.
Yeah. Wow. So beautiful. And when did this happen? When did this so you talk about husband, so you were already married, so it was.
Oh yeah, this was in 2014. So I've been in practice for several years.
Yeah. Wow.
15, 16 years I was in practice. I was making my herbal remedy line and everything, seeing clients and doing what I do, but without really explaining what I was doing. I would just say, okay, we're going to go into a hypnotic trance, and now I'm going to do what I do. And when I'm done, you're going to feel better. But now I feel so much more confident saying, this is actually what's going to happen. I'm going to go into your body and I'm going to get in between the molecules and we're going to release the disease. We're just going to set it free so that your body can clean it up and remove it. And I can say it with confidence because now, after all of these years, I see the results.
Yeah.
My biggest client base right now is cancer patients, testicular cancer, ovary, uterine, breast cancer, skin cancer. Because I have the ability to see it, I can feel the energy, I know what it is, and I can get in, like I said, between the molecules and break it up so that the body can just sweep it away.
Wow.
I do that, and I also combine it with some dietary recommendations and some style choices like more relaxation, less stress.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That is so unique. That is truly such a gift. That's amazing.
All those things work together. It's all one.
Yeah. Wow. Ah, nice. Okay, so I know we had
a lot. I know.
Yeah. I know I had an energy reading, not quite the other treatment that you do now, but I just had an energy reading with you session before which I
Yes.
can say was beautiful, the energy reading of it and the way you were guiding me through it. And I think this is a field that's coming more and more prevalent in our lives. And I think this is a field where people are getting open to more. Or let
Yes.
me go, like I want to find out more about this. Whereas before, I think it was more of a weird kind of, not everybody was open. I think it's
Right.
more and more now,
Right.
which is great.
More
Which I
taboo.
Yeah, it's becoming more accepted right now, which I think is so amazing, because it is
Yes.
for that vital connection of energy and the body and all this thinking. So I think yeah,
It's totally
the time.
natural.
And
Every
it's
single one of us has these abilities, all of us. And that's why I have so many students who are so successful. Anyone who has the idea that they think that they can do this, they can do this.
Yeah,
And
wow.
I asked you to give me an example of a time where you trusted your intuition in a simple thing, like when you're driving down the road and you decide to turn left instead of go straight. Like there are two ways to get to your destination and you choose one way over the other. It's not because you made a conscious decision, really. It's because you were led to, okay,
Yeah,
I'm just going to make that left turn without really knowing why, but just trusting your inner guidance.
yeah,
If you've ever had any kind of instance like that in your life, you will be able to do this work.
yeah.
You have it in you.
Wow, wow. I think I think probably having that awareness of it,
Yeah.
right? That when I'm turning my car to the left instead of going to the right, knowing that it's not my GPS map telling me, or my intuition is telling me. I think just drawing that distinction is probably the first big step, right? To have that
Yes.
awareness.
Yes. Or
It's
even
coming
just
from me.
changing lanes on the highway, not
Yeah.
necessarily turning, but if you're on the freeway and you change lanes without even thinking about it. Or when you're driving behind a car that suddenly turns, but you knew they were going to, even though they didn't use their blinker, you just knew what they were going to do.
Yeah,
All
that.
tuned in. Your inner being is aware of what's going on around you.
Wow. Yeah.
So what I do is I teach people how to really fine tune and master their intuition.
Mm-hmm.
You call on it at will.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And I know at the end, we're going to talk about how to, for people to connect with you, and we'll post some of the links. So yeah, definitely for those who are interested in this conversation, because I know I am. I think it's such a this is the time, the big awakening, right? And I think
Yes.
so. Just yeah, make sure please connect with Bonnie. This is a topic that you are deeply interested in, and again, we will share her links in the comments, in the YouTube here in the video as well, below the video. So I want to move on to speaking about our upcoming book, which
Yay.
I am so excited about. And thank you for choosing to participate in our book, Bonnie. And I know your beautiful story brings so much value, shared from the heart. And this is, of course, the book Women in Money and Energy of Life, which is coming up. And how yeah, again, like synchronicity here, like we're talking about life, we're talking about energy and connection. And I think it's going to be such an amazing compilation. I'm so excited to bring this to the world. If, without giving too much detail, because the book is not published yet, if you could share with our listeners, you could share the name of your chapter and maybe one or two takeaways that you wanted them to take from your chapter.
Okay, sure. Yeah. The name of my chapter is New Shoes, because I bring the reader from the place where you don't believe you can have new shoes to a place where you're going to get all the new shoes and all the kinds that you want, right? But I love the energy of this book because we're talking about money with regard to the way women are raised with their thoughts about money, their beliefs about money, and how even though I can say to you, you are worthy of abundance, how you may not necessarily internalize that.
Yes.
Do some deep energetic work and hypnosis and clearing to go, oh, yes, I am worthy of abundance. And so hopefully in reading my chapter, I'll bring the reader to a place where they understand that too.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the name New Shoes. Like I have this visual right away. I love the shoes. And it is women and money, so we love
and it is women, that's right.
Yes. Yeah, and you're right, you're so right, Bonnie, when you know, we can say and affirm all day long, you know, I'm worthy of abundance, I'm accepted, but until we really embrace it deep down within our whole nature, it's kind of like a second big step, right, that we have to do. So I am looking forward to share this chapter, Bonnie's chapter with the world. It's going to be beautiful. And we have, I forget how many, I think about 12, maybe 12 countries represented in this book as well. So it'll be a lot of beautiful
Incredible
stories. So
that's your talent, your gift, bringing people from around the globe together to do these projects. That is what I love about the Women of the World Network. It's really amazing. You've taken the world and made it into a small town type community where we can actually have relationships with each other and collaborate together. It's just incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's one thing to have it in my head as a vision, but it's another thing having someone actually confirm that. So thank you for saying that. And actually I had a question, that same question. What does it mean for you to be a woman of the world? Actually, that was my next question. I think you just answered it.
I just answered it. Yeah. I love being able to reach out to people who have different thought processes than I do. Typically, we surround ourselves with people who are just like us, and then we don't grow. But I love reaching out to people who were raised in a completely different culture so that I can get a different understanding, because that helps us to both grow.
Yes, I love that. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for sharing that. I absolutely love that. That's also one of my passions, why I love talking to women. I just spoke to somebody from Philippines original, now speaking somebody from the US. Yesterday I spoke with somebody from Egypt. And every time, you know, and every time I speak with this women, it's just, I just had this conversation the other day. It's just so beautiful because everyone brings her own beautiful, unique perspective to this world, and from her understanding and looking at things, and that, like you said, enriches both of us. When we have this sharing, enriches both of our world. So thank you for saying that.
And though I am from the United States, I'm from New Jersey, I'm from the East Coast. I spent 5 years living in the jungles in Central America. And now I'm here on the West Coast in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I feel like a woman of the world.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, yes, you are, absolutely. And I bet you have so many stories also living.
Oh my goodness. My husband and I say that we're on the Bonnie and Damon adventure tour. This is just the next stop on the adventure tour.
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so we are gonna move into the fun section also. Not that this has not been fun. This is always so much, so deep, so beautiful. But this is our final part of the conversation. We're gonna move into the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And so we're gonna have 5 questions for you. And so I'm just gonna ask them each one, and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, wait a minute. This is giving me problems here. All right.
Okay, you ready? Okay, so your favorite book name is?
My favorite book right now is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yes, he's so insightful. I'm one of those people who is Prove it to me. Show it to me. I understand that all this stuff works, all this energy and herbs and all that stuff works, but I want to see it under a microscope. I want to know how it works, why it works.
Yeah.
And quantum physics is the way it all connects. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And I love Joe Dispenza. I think I have a book, maybe even this book, but I definitely have this book. I'll have to check if that's the same book we talked about. Yeah. Love, love, love. Okay. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Okay.
Beach.
Favorite.
I have to have my beach fix. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Love the beach as well. Yes. Favorite international destination to visit?
Belize.
I haven't been. I have to check it out.
Caribbean. Yes.
Summer or winter?
Summer, for sure.
Okay, the last one is things that you have discovered about yourself recently.
Things that I've discovered about myself recently.
Mm-hmm.
I've discovered that I can do hard things. I'm a tough chick. Growing up, I was very shy. I was very nervous. I was worried about, well, my gifts made me that way. I didn't want to expose too much. But now I know that I can do hard things. I can be bold and go out to the world as my authentic self.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how we discount all the bold steps we already took to get where we are today? I know I do that too. Discounting once I achieve something, and then I just, instead of celebrating and kind of, I'm on my next, and just, recognizing that we already, it took courage to do that step, whatever that step was. Beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for playing. And thank you for taking the time to share with us today. If you could tell us how our listeners could connect with you, Bonnie, and we'll post a couple of links as well in the comments on YouTube.
Sure. Actually, the best way to find anything to do with my classes or my website is to just go to Linktree, Bonnie M. Russell. Yeah, so it's linktr.ee/Bonnie M. Russell. And everything is right there.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time. Always great to talk to you.
Thank you, Elle.
And I will speak with you soon.
Fabulous.
Bye.